Income is produced when you either sell your time, which is a job,
Yeah.
or when you sell a good or a service to someone to solve a problem and they exchange your solution to that problem for money. If you're going to make money from someone buying a solution to a problem from you, the first question is, what problems are you already good at solving? Most folks treat their investments like a business and their business like investments, and it's wrong. Investing is not a short-term active income producer. It's a long-term wealth builder and passive income.
Yes.
Cool?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, you'll get in a lot of trouble if you try and turn your investments into an active income too quickly.
I'm Lloyd James Ross, seven-figure investor and entrepreneur, and I've helped thousands of business owners and professionals turn financial stress into success. If you're stuck in old money habits, overwhelmed by investing, or unsure where to start, this is for you. I'll give you the mindset and strategies to take control, grow your wealth, and achieve financial freedom. It's time to make your money work for you. Now it's time for our very special episode we call Ask a Millionaire. That's where I take calls, or actually call out people who have left questions for me, and I call them and I go through and we do some coaching here in the studio. So Ask a Millionaire is the episode, and we're going to get them on the wealth hotline. So we're going to call a couple people now and just help them navigate whatever particular financial hurdle that they're facing. And of course, do it in a certain way that enables them to actually unpack the answer for themselves. All right. So she left in a question and it says this: I'd like the opportunity to ask a millionaire. So that's good. My question is it better to concentrate on paying off debt first or invest later, or invest and later pay off debt? So basically, like, should I pay off debt or should I invest? That's the question. Very common question. What is the order and what is the best way to go about it? Bang. That's the question she's asked. Okay. So we're going to call her up. We're going to help her answer this question for herself. First one, let's give him a call and see what it's all about. Here we go. It's ringing.
Hello.
Amy,
Hey, how's it going?
it's Lloyd. How you doing?
Yes.
You good?
How are you?
Good, thank you. Nice to connect.
Yeah.
I'm
Sure.
I'm doing the wealth hotline right now, so I thought I'd give you a quick call and help you answer this question. Are you free now?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. So do you remember the question that you sent in?
Yeah. So it was about whether I should focus on paying down debt or investing first.
Yes, perfect. So do you have an answer yet, or would you like one?
No, I would like one.
Wonderful, excellent. All right,
So not quite
perfect.
there yet.
Cool. So let's do this. So you're definitely free to talk now, yeah?
Yes. I am.
Perfect, wonderful. So let's have a look. So first we have to understand how much is the debt costing us and how much is it costing us not to invest. So two things, right? So first and foremost, what type of debt is it and how much is it costing? Meaning, what's the interest rate on it?
So this is the one I've been chatting with you back and forth
Yep.
about. Right now, it's costing a lot, but
Yep.
I'm going to be rolling it into my mortgage. I have an appointment again this coming Friday.
Yep.
So the idea would be to roll it in and hopefully have that cost come way down.
Okay, so the credit...
Currently, it's over multiple credit cards.
Yeah.
That hopefully it'll be moved in under like a 4% or something.
So how much is the credit card debt roughly on average, the cost of it, the interest rate?
It's anywhere between like 9% and probably 21%.
Okay. Okay, great.
Got
So
a couple at zero
that's okay.
right now.
That's
so
okay. That's
they're
okay.
kind of spread out. Yeah.
So the one from 9 to 20%, that credit card debt is costing between 9 and 20%
Yeah.
to borrow the money, yeah? So
Yeah.
it's expensive to borrow that money because it's unsecured debt. That's what credit card debt is.
Yeah.
It's unsecured, right? Because there's nothing securing it. So if you take that step to actually roll that into your mortgage, as an example, you then convert that debt from, say, 9 to 20% debt into what the prevailing mortgage rate would be where you are. Okay?
Yeah.
So if the prevailing mortgage rate's 5% or 6%, you turn 9 to 20% debt into 5 to 6% debt.
Yeah.
However, when they do that too, you'll actually be paying that off over a longer period of time. Potentially, not always, but potentially, which can translate to more interest costs the longer the term of the loan. However, if you put the exact amount you'd be paying off that credit card back into the mortgage once it rolls over, you would pay it off a lot faster, obviously.
Yeah, the idea, what they're proposing, we'll see, because it's not all said and done, but they made
Sure.
a suggestion that maybe I do like a secondary mortgage or
Yep.
another type
Yep.
of loan at 4%
Yep.
on a shorter term.
Yep. Perfect. So whatever the case may be, do you agree that when we turn 9 or 20% debt into 4 or 6% debt, it's better?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the first prerogative, which you've already started doing. So you'll get a response back from them as to what that looks like. Yeah. So let's nail two scenarios. Let's say they don't approve that and you've got the credit card debt still. Okay, as an example. Now, if you were to go and take your money and invest it, and let's say you're going to invest it in the stock market, which is predominantly where most people would invest it to get a reasonable return. And let's say, irrespective of the market valuations right now, which might be a little high, that on average in the last 70 years, statistically, by historical evidence, the S&P 500, which is the top 500 companies in North America, has returned just a bit over 10% per annum. Okay? So let's say you're going to get a 10% return from that investing activity based on the last 70 years of performance, as an example. So if you were to invest your money into that, you get a 10% return on your money, okay? Both in growth and dividends, but a 10% return. Now, if you've got credit card of 20%, so it's costing you 20% to borrow it, and then you're using your current savings and money you have to get a 10% return, is that a wise use of the money?
Probably not.
Correct. Why not?
Well, because then you're not getting enough of a return that equalizes the 20% that I'm borrowing.
Yes. So if you're going to hold the credit card debt because they won't approve you for the rollover, what would be the answer to your question?
Pay the debt first.
Yes, you betcha. Well done. Awesome. So does that make sense to you?
It does.
Great. I know it's not as fun to pay off debt as it is to invest and grow a tree, but statistically and economically and mathematically, it makes the most sense to get the highest return on your capital. Okay? Because when you're paying off credit card debt too, it's a guaranteed return of 20%. Whereas if you put your money in the stock market, it's a maybe return over the next, because historically it'll be 10, on average 10, let's say, but who's to say it will be 10 in the next 12 months or 2 years or 3 years? It could be 6 and 6 and 6. Who knows?
Right. That's a long-term game.
Yeah, that's right. So it's like, it's very hard to determine if it's definitely going to be 10. But for sure, off the credit card, it's 20, guaranteed.
Yeah.
So you're better off to get a guaranteed return of 20 than a maybe return of 10, right?
Right.
Cool. So now let's look at the other scenario. Let's say that the mortgage broker does approve the rollover of your money into your mortgage, which by all accounts, by the sounds of it, it looks like they will. Let's say that they turn that debt into, say, 4 to 6%.
Yeah.
Now, do we have if we ask the same question, what is the answer?
Yeah. So then you invest because your investment return is likely to be higher than your 4 to 6%.
Yes, that's right. Mathematically, even though it's not guaranteed return in the markets, but historically, long term, if you're playing for long term, if you're playing long money games, then yes, it seems to attract a higher return on your capital if deployed into investments than paying off 4 to 6% debt within reason.
Okay.
Would you like to know the reason as to where it would not make any sense to invest and it would be still better off to pay debt?
Sure.
When the debt levels, even at 4 to 6%, are impacting your joy and happiness in your life.
Okay.
So if you're like saying, hey, the debt's still 4 to 6%, but like, oh my God, the debt level's still just so big that I can't even service that, then the only place for your capital is to get that principal debt down. Make sense?
Okay. Yeah, that does.
Cool. Do you feel like...
So like if even at 4 to 6%, that repayment amount is basically crushing.
Yes. Yes.
Not allowing us to do anything.
Yes.
It makes more sense.
Yes.
Focus on getting that lower so that that's manageable.
Yes. That's right. Does that make sense to you now?
Okay.
Right?
Yeah,
That
absolutely.
perfect. So now you have the answer to your question, right?
Yeah.
Marvelous.
I
Great.
appreciate that. That totally makes sense.
You betcha. Do you feel like you know a bit more about debt and investing and kind of making financial decisions now based on numbers?
I do.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
It just makes just the light bulb kind of went off for me. So
Per-
that makes total sense.
Marvelous. Excellent. That's a
Yeah.
great financial lesson that few people ever learn. So well done. I'm glad we could connect and have this conversation. And I know you're just getting started on this stuff, and I'm excited for you to keep winning. But I just want to say thanks for calling in. And it sounds to me like you've really got a good handle on this now. So proceed forward and keep me updated, okay?
Yeah, I appreciate it. This is awesome. This is a good starting point for me because that's been the main focus for my finances. So this is a good starting point for me to now figure out how to navigate forward.
Perfect.
So that's fantastic.
You got it. All right, you're on the right track though. You keep going, okay? I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, thank you so
All right,
much. Have a
you
great
bet.
day.
Thanks, Amy. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye.
There you go. What's interesting about that is that I actually just asked Amy a series of questions. Not once in that call will you see me telling her to do anything. If you go back and watch it, I only asked her questions. She figured it out. Does that make sense? And because she figured it out, she'll always remember it now. So teach someone to fish, they'll feed themselves for a lifetime. But if you give someone a fish, you tell them what to do, you give them advice, they're going to depend on you for the rest of their life. And the objective and the difference between financial coaching and financial advice is exactly that. Financial coaching is helping people understand the principles behind what they're saying and asking questions where they figure the answer out themselves. And that's the difference. So there's a really good example that highlights why we're all about financial education and why we're not about, hey, here's the financial advice. Does that make sense? So I hope you've enjoyed that one. We have one more to go, and I'm excited to call the next caller and figure out what their question is and help them discover the answers to their own problems.
Just quickly, if you're ready to take control of your finances but feel stuck on where to start, I have a solution. My book, Money Buys Happiness, simplifies investing and wealth building with practical steps to help you achieve financial peace. Get your copy via the link in the show notes and let's get your money working for you. Now back to the episode.
All right, so the next caller for the Wealth Hotline, which is our Ask a Millionaire episode, is this. She says, I'm a recent single mum. What can I do in the next 60 to 90 days to generate extra income that's not going to cost me a bomb to get started? Okay, that's the question. Let's give her a call and we will see. Help her understand the answers to this question.
Hello.
Howdy. Here we go. Good. You're on the Wealth Hotline.
I'm what, sorry?
You're on the Wealth Hotline.
I'm on the Wealth Hotline. My God, this is so exciting.
How good. So I know you've got a question, but for the sake of the episode and just so I can hear you again, what would be your question specifically?
Well, I'm a recent single mum, and obviously that creates income that's been lost. A lot of women, I guess, in my position are used to having the partner that's got the high income, and we work part-time, and the relationship has ended, and so you find yourself in a situation where all of a sudden what you're used to is no longer there. So my question was, how can I, as a single mum, create a second income? Mm-hmm. In the next sort of 60 to 90 days, so it's not something that I have to wait a long time to do, but also not spend a hell of a lot of money to invest, because I've looked into like crypto and things like that, and people have said, you need to invest 10,000 US to get started, and that's obviously not. And
Well,
okay.
No, I understand totally.
I'd be putting it somewhere else.
Okay, a couple of quick things. You're getting some help with the income for the kids, right?
Yes,
okay.
that is about to start soon.
Okay.
But even then, I've sort of done the calcs, and I think, how am I going to create my nest egg? How am I going to?
Great. Yeah. Okay, so you got money to live and survive, but you're thinking, how do I get additional income to then progress and build? Yeah.
Correct.
Wonderful, excellent. So you've touched on something that's really interesting, and it's a really common pitfall, and it is that most folks treat their investments like a business and their business like investments, and it's wrong. That's what they do. And so what I mean by that is they look for their investments to generate a business type income, and they then have a business and they forget about it and they try and treat it like a passive income strategy, and it just completely derails them. So how you've got to assess your investing and your income generation, You got to approach them two completely different ways. They're completely different. So let's understand firstly how income is produced. Income is produced when you either sell your time, which is a job,
Yeah.
or when you sell a good or a service to someone to solve a problem and they exchange your solution to that problem for money. So for example, if boredom is your problem, then Reed Hastings, who owns Netflix, says, hey, I've got some entertainment for you. Will you pay me $30 a month to have the entertainment? Yes, I will, Reed.
Okay.
And so you send him money, he sends you the solution.
Right.
Now you can do that in goods or services,
create a solution
right?
for a problem.
Yes.
Right.
So for example, I was listening to Gary Vaynerchuk the other day and someone was talking to him and he said, hey, this is my business model to generate income. And Gary said, what is it? He said, well, I go around and I letterbox drop to people in their houses and I offer to clean out their garage for them and organize it for them because everybody has a garage that they know is out of kilter and in the back of their mind, they wish they could organize it better. So he says, I offer to do that as a service and then I sell things they don't need and I take half the commission and I give them half. I was like,
That's clever.
that's a cool thing to do. Now, this is just an example of, okay, they're going to pay him to like organize the garage. That's income. Then he's going to sell the stuff and take half, which is also some income. Okay. So if you do that enough, you're going to generate income from this activity. Okay. Now, of course, you can get into things like network marketing where you're selling so for example, let's say I used a nutrition product and I lost 12 kilos. This is a true story. I lost 12 kilos. Yeah. And then I sent my photo of my 12 kilo loss to my friends. And two of them said, hey, I'd like to do the same thing. So I said, here's the link, buy the product. Now they did. Then the company paid me some money. So that's how I generated income, as an example. Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
So generating income is generally either selling your time, so you get a part-time job or a new job, or actually get a pay rise in your current job. That's more consistent income. If you don't do that and you decide to sell things online, whether it's a good or a service, whether you provide a service for someone, a good for someone, you sell them a product, whatever it is, whether it's online or offline, you build their IKEA furniture for them, whatever, then that is an income generating activity.
Yeah.
Okay?
Income generating activity. Okay.
So if you're doing income generating activities, you'll develop income. And the whole objective of developing more income is then to participate in to do more investing activities.
Okay, so that extra money that you make, put that somewhere, invest it
Yes.
rather than just spend it.
Yes, and the objective of investing activities is where your money makes money,
Yeah.
which is totally fine and it's encouraged. It's just that it's not where you put money in and get tons of income back straight away. So there's a saying that says the day you plant the tree is not the same day you pick the fruit.
Get the fruit. Yeah.
Got it? So let's say, for example, you say, okay, well, like, there's ways I can earn extra money, whether it's in my job, I get a second job, or I start selling things online or offline, whatever it is. Okay, there's many ideas. In the next 60 to 90 days, whatever you do, you're trying to generate more money, right? More income. But if you were to say invest just $100 a month, $200 a month, whatever it is you can get your hands on, and you invest it in, say, like in a portfolio of shares, as an example, and you progressively did that over time, that would grow over time, like a tree grows.
Towards the nest egg.
Yes, and the nest egg will pay you, if it's shares, it'll pay you cash every 2 years or every quarter in dividends, which is where the companies are sending you cash saying, hey, well done, we're all doing well, here's some money.
Okay.
If it's real estate, the cash flow from the investment over real estate, once it's paid off, is rental income. But of course,
That would be quite obviously a long period of time.
well, for example, if you went and I found a property once, and I think they're still available. You can buy them for like 250 grand, 300 grand. They're pulling in that'll probably pull you about $500 a week income. It's not too crazy to find them, but you do have to pay it off. So whether you're paying off a property of 400,000 or whether you're building a portfolio over time in shares, both of them take time before you generate cash flow.
Yeah.
Got it?
Yeah.
So you're not going to get instant cash flow from investment activities over the next 60 to 90 days, but you will make money from income producing activities and business activities over the next 60 and 90 days.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
kind of just thinking thinking outside the box and trying to see what I can do, similar to that garage idea.
Yes. And how you address that is to say, well, look, I'm going to invest late. Once I start earning extra money, I am going to build a portfolio. And I'm going to be okay with that happening over time. And over time, it will generate some passive income for sure. But where you want to avoid is, here's 10 grand for a crypto scheme. Bye-bye 10 grand.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Okay, that'll just disappear. It'll be gone. So we don't want that. We don't want that. We want you to have a good, strong, steady investment plan. We want you to have a good, strong, steady asset that you understand that you're building over time that's safe and reliable and produce income, okay? But in the short term, here's a couple of questions for you to consider. If you're going to make money from someone buying a solution to a problem from you, the first question is, what problems are you already good at solving?
Okay.
Now, you don't have to answer it now, but like, what problems do I already solve for people? What do people come to me for? What do I already help them with? Will they pay me for that? Or what are some other people out there who I relate to who are like mums like me? How are they earning money? And can I model and copy what they're doing to earn money too?
Okay.
Because in school, we're all taught not to plagiarize, right?
Yeah, true.
But in the real economy, in the real world, almost all businesses are from copying what is already working in the marketplace.
Yeah, model someone who's already doing something well. And,
yes. And this happens at the highest levels of companies.
Don't reinvent the wheel.
Don't reinvent the wheel. That's right. So if I were you, you could start out being on TikTok, Instagram, whatever it is, and thinking, okay, in my circle, which mums are making money on a side gig? What are they doing to do it? And can they teach me? Can I model them? Can I learn it? And how do I deploy the exact same thing? And you can skin it right back. Like my wife, Alicia, she's entrepreneurial because she just likes to test things out and do things. And she actually jumped on an app called Mad Pause and Pause Shake. Yeah, Mad Pause and Pause Shake. They're two apps you can add. And she built a profile on there, and she started looking after sausage dogs. Because one, she didn't have to generate any leads because her profile was on there. So she'd get ding, ding, ding on her phone. I'd like you to look after my dog. And she was charging $125 a night. Wow. So she was able to make up to $1,500 per pet sit just from putting a profile on Mad Pause and putting a nice offer there.
Gosh, okay. There's so many things you really just sort of,
There's lots. There's lots you can do. And that one's a simple one because one, the dog looks after himself. You don't have to do too much. But also, you can copy someone else's profile off there and just start getting your own dings. There's people in your area that want you to look after their dog for them.
Yeah.
And it doesn't take a great amount of skill set. It's the first steps too of realizing, I'm solving a problem. They're paying me money. I'm now learning how to make money.
So I've got to look for problems.
Pretty much. There's an old saying that goes, every business was born in the complaints department.
Yeah, so true.
So what you got to look for and be aware of in the marketplace is, what are people complaining about? What are you complaining about? Where is the problem in your life and how can you solve that for other people? And there's a money-making opportunity right there.
Yeah, and it may not even be, being... sorry, my brain's...
It may not even be done by anyone yet, but more often than not, it has.
It has been.
But don't worry. Don't let that phase you. It will still work because you actually have the power to solve problems in your micro-influential circle that people who haven't reached you can do yet. Yeah, there's lots of things. Like, I could go on and on about it, but, there's just so many ways. One of the, it depends on your skill set too. You've got to ask yourself the question, what are my skills? What am I good at? And who are people out there who have my skills and are good at them? What are they doing to make money? Does that make sense?
Oh, that's great. Yeah, that's great. Thanks so much.
You betcha. But
you've just made my mind sort of open up and tap into an area that I feel that has just been dormant for a long time. So
that's okay. That's great. Yeah, you get to be creative as well as make money.
Yeah, it's great.
As long as we have the lesson here that investing is not a short-term active income producer. It's a long-term wealth builder and passive income.
Yes.
Cool?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, you'll get in a lot of trouble if you try and turn your investments into an active income too quickly.
Yeah, that's really good advice. I've never thought of it that way.
Marvelous.
It makes total sense when you say it.
Yes. So you feel better?
Yeah, I do actually. Thank you. I'm surprised that you called. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe it. I'm the lucky chosen one. Your book, is that a physical book or is it just online?
The one you see in the studio is physical, but I only do digital and audio for that one.
Okay.
The reason being is we sell about 50 a day, and to secure a fulfillment is a whole nother area that is quite tricky. And we've found that in the past, even with my physical book, Become Time Rich, when that's physical, they all want digital. So no matter what I do, I cannot satisfy the entire marketplace because there'll be lost books. I'm just not in a position really with our programs, with our education business to start a fulfillment center yet. Yeah. So if you do see one in the studio, all of my mentorship students, when they complete my mentorship program of 6 months, the financial coaching program, they get a physical copy of that particular book.
Right, okay.
We can easily fulfill hundreds. We just find it hard to fulfill thousands a month presently.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, for sure.
And it's a business problem we'll work out, but we're not prepared to do it yet. So, but I understand the desire for physical books. But part of the thing I'd love you to do too is to read it and listen to it as it is. But most importantly, to implement it. Like, and I know you are. It's just that these types of questions, if you read through it, you'll find answers as you go. But I want people not to have a dust collector. I want them to actually go and implement the lessons. True. Yeah. So I try to make it easy, digestible. You get a free audio with it. But you're also on the phone with me right now. But I'm pretty sure that if you go and look for things to make money, and then you deploy that into some basic, micro investing app, you'll get progress in both areas.
Yeah, no, it's really given me something to think about. So thank you.
Marvelous.
It's just you find yourself in this position. You're like, oh gosh, I don't want to be in this. So
I know.
Really, it's got to be me to make it.
Pretty much. Yeah. So here's what I would do to kick it off. Sit down, write down all the things you're great at, all the things you can do, and start thinking about how that solves a problem. Then look for other people already doing it. Okay, and start to copy and model what they're doing. Yeah. And just take a step. And it ain't going to be pretty. It ain't going to be perfect. It's just going to be. And you'll get better as you go. Yeah?
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thanks so much, Lloyd. Really
you're welcome. No, you're welcome. Thanks for calling up. I hope you got some value. Sounds like you did. And you keep me posted how you're going, okay?
I will.
Marvelous. All right.
Thank you.
Bet. Have a good day.
You too.
Bye-bye. There you go. Interesting, isn't it? Like most people do get it mixed up. They try and turn an investment into act. Yeah, you heard the episode. It's exactly what happens. So at least now, with that, we have saved this woman from the clutches of the evil crypto people. With give me your 10 grand and I'll apply. We want to avoid that stuff, right? I think. So there you go. Hope that makes sense. Hope you've enjoyed that one. And of course, every so often we do the Wealth Hotline, which is called Ask a Millionaire. The series is called Ask a Millionaire, where you call in and ask me any question. You heard some great questions there. 2 completely different questions. And through some basics of asking more questions, they get to figure out where they're going to start spending their time and focus, which is going to help them move forward. So if you're in a position or a pickle and we send out to our emails, you see it on my Instagram stories, if you see this pop up, you see how it's anonymous, you can call up and I can help you unpack your problem. And we do it occasionally, and we pre-select some callers and we call them up. So if you want that, leave your number and your question next time you see it. And you can also ask a millionaire your question to help you move forward. See you in the next episode.
Thanks for listening to Money Grows on Trees. If you enjoyed the episode, leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and subscribe to us on YouTube so you never miss an episode. And if you're serious about building wealth, make sure to check out the links in the show notes and follow me on all social media platforms at Lloyd James Ross for more. See you in the next episode.